and we thank God that today is Friday. My name is Adeline, and it's always nice to have you here on High Voltage, your weekday news analysis show, here on Volt 104.3 FM. And this is where we review and analyze the news and also talk about issues affecting us as citizens of Nigeria, ranging from politics to health to education and other topical stories making rounds in the country. Join us this morning by calling into the studio. Join the conversation. Yes, your opinion matters a lot in anything we are discussing here. So join us, call us, send a message, send a WhatsApp message or SMS, depending on what is more convenient for you. 0706 048 5853 or 0915 570 8347. All right, so save the number, and when we are ready, we will let you know. When the phone lines are open, we will let you know. Okay, we are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. You can also join us live on High Voltage News. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, and share the video for others to be part of the conversation this morning. All right, please, when you call in, ensure that your comments are clean and very civil. Okay, so this morning I'm very happy that the Senate is finally aware of the increase in the house rent. It's not like they've not always been aware. Of course, they have. But they are planning to make a move, do something about it. And that's where my joy is. That is where my joy is. So today we are going to go back on a topic that we have discussed here on the show before. Yes, in line with what the Senate wants to do, we are going to be talking about the house rent increase here in Enugu and beyond the whole of Nigeria. We see that it's something that is affecting everyone, not just a particular state, not just a particular region. Everyone is facing it. So yes, we are coming back to this topic this morning. All right, but before we get into that, let's quickly take a look at the top stories making headlines this morning. All right, on the Punch newspaper, we see Tinubu to Ampitan, make 2027 polls transparent and violence-free. Wealth means nothing without a good name. Kensington Adebutu says wealth means nothing without a good name. Federal government launches nationwide crackdown on oil and gold smugglers. 2027, Jonathan faces mounting pressure to drop presidential bid. Anambra Poll INEC team arrives for mock accreditation. And assailants shoot shawarma vendor dead in Lagos. All right, on the Daily Sun, we see Tinubu gives INEC chair matching orders on Anambra Guba election. Peter says that he will deliver free, fair, transparent polls. He vows as he assumes office that he is going to deliver a free, fair, and transparent election. All right, terrorism charge. Nnamdi Kanu sacks legal team. Calls Wike, Uzodinma, Malami, and others as witnesses. NAS moves to repeal electoral acts. NAS moves to repeal electoral acts. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Police arrest Soaring at IPOB leaders trial. And again, Rep moves to strip president of powers to sack EFCC chairman. All right, on the Guardian newspaper, Tinubu demands credible elections as Amupitan faces Anambra Odo. Defections. Makinde APC senator decry lack of political ideology in Nigeria. Challenging elections in court makes mockery of Nigeria. NAS laments. From promise to paralysis inside Akwa Ibom's lost industrial decades. All right. Again, Tinubu appeals for understanding over economic challenges. And on the Vanguard newspaper, we see integrity of our elections non-negotiable. Amupitan, the new INEC chairman, says that integrity of our elections are non-negotiable. And then Anambra East local government boosts Soludo with endorsements and donations. Alleged terrorism, Kano sacks legal team to open defense today. PDP, Jonathan under pressure to drop 2027 presidential ambition. All right, lastly on the Vanguard, we see election petition, opposition parties back Senate on shifting burden of proof to INEC. All right, so in today's papers, the major headline focuses on the new INEC chairman, George Amupitan. All right, so President Bola Tinubu has officially sworn in Professor George Amupitan as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, urging him to prioritize transparency, inclusivity, and non-violence ahead of the 2027 general elections. So the president said that credible elections are vital for sustaining democracy and public trust, and emphasizing that integrity at every stage, from the voter registration to the result collation, must be upheld. So Tinubu described Amupitan's appointment confirmed by the Senate. Recall that he was confirmed by the Senate on the 16th of October 2025. So Tinubu described the appointment as a mark of confidence in his competence, in his integrity. So he tasked him with ensuring that there's a credible election, starting with the Anambra governorship election coming this next month, November 8, 2025. So we are going to look at how credible, how fair, and how transparent the election in Anambra State will be. Then that will determine how the 2027 election is going to be. All right, so in response to all the charges from the president, the new INEC chairman, George Amupitan, pledged to defend the constitution and collaborate with political parties, civil society groups, and security agencies, and restore public confidence in the electoral system. So what he's saying is promising the country, is promising us that he's going to restore the confidence that we are once again going to trust the process of election, that everything is going to be in order. So now we are looking out that the promises that he is making already, that he's going to fulfill it. All right, so Amupitan, we already know, is a senior advocate of Nigeria and a professor of law from the University of Jos. All right, so we also see another story on the front page. That's one of the major stories also on the front page. Highlights the House of Reps move to limit the president's control over the EFCC chairman. So the House of Representatives have passed a bill to amend the EFCC Act 2004, aiming to grant the EFCC greater institutional independence. You and I know that some of these bodies are supposed to be independent and not the president appointing or the president sacking those people. Just like we in INEC, we know INEC is supposed to be independent. But we see how the president is the one appointing the chairman. So now the House of Reps, they are moving a bill to ensure that the president doesn't have more power on the EFCC chairman. All right, so the bill was sponsored by Yusuf Gadgi from Plateau State, and the bill seeks to modernize the EFCC's legal framework to address emerging crimes like cyber crimes, cryptocurrency manipulations, and all that. So the proposal in the amendment, like I've said before, is to limit President's power to remove the EFCC chairman. And under the new plan, the removal would require the approval of two-thirds of both the Senate and the House of Representatives, rather than being at the president's discretion. So this is a great move. Yes, most powers should not be under the president. There has to be a unity. They have to come together and vote for the person they want, and not just the president appointing or sacking who he does not like. All right, so still on the newspaper headlines, we saw that the former president Goodluck Jonathan is facing renewed pressure from prominent Niger Delta leaders led by the ex-militant leader Tom Polo to abandon any plan to contest the 2027 presidential election and instead support President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid. So Tompolo, alongside key allies, including Kestin Pondi and Joshua, reportedly met with Jonathan in his home on October 16, in what the sources described as a politically motivated visit. So they are urging him to drop any idea of going for the presidency bid, of going for the race. So his report says that he is under pressure to drop. If he had ever had it in his mind to run for that race, to drop it. All right. Although these are still speculations that the former president is going to run for the 2027 election. It's still under speculation because currently he himself is yet to say anything concerning that. All right. Lastly, on the newspaper, we see that yesterday Nnamdi Kanu sacked his legal team on the grounds that they are too afraid to mention names and that he can defend himself in court. All right, so that's a quick look at the top stories for today. Okay, if you have anything, any comment, any opinion to make on the newspaper headlines, please ensure that you call. Do well to call and share your opinion. 0706 048 5853 or 0915 570 8347. All right, so this morning, let's now talk about the issue of house rents. Let's go back to something we've talked about before. One of the most pressing problems that we face in Nigeria, that we face as Nigerians today, is the issue of house rent, the increase, the unnecessary increase in house rent. We keep seeing it every day. Landlords come and put a certain amount of money on top of the ones that we are paying. And most times we do not have any choice than to pay. Because if you cannot pay, the only option is to move out and look for another place. But we've seen how hard it is to get accommodation in places like Enugu and in other developed cities in the country. So now we are revisiting it because, yes, we've talked about it. We are revisiting it because the Senate has now joined the conversation. So the lawmakers have expressed concern over the rising rent rates across the country, and they are considering measures to regulate rent increases, to regulate unnecessary rent increases, particularly in urban areas. So, and I must say, it is a very good one. It is very good that this issue is finally getting the attention it deserves. People need to look at it. It's affecting every one of us. The poor, the wealthy ones. It's affecting. Because one way or the other, you have to pay for house rent. And some people are landlords, I understand. Some people, maybe it's not really affecting everyone, like I said. It might not be affecting, some people are landlords. But for the tenants, for the people that do not have the money to build their own houses, is affecting them. The issue of house rent is a lot. Here in Enugu, in places like here in Independence Layouts, Transekulu, New Haven, you see the amount of money they call just for you to rent a place to stay. So it's too much. And so for too long, the tenants have suffered silently. We've suffered enough. We've suffered a lot. And the landlords, they keep increasing this. Most times without considering the pockets of these tenants. Without considering if the person living in that house has enough. All they care is about money. Just pay the money or you move out so that another person can come in and pay the amount. They even love it when someone that has been staying in that apartment can just move out, because when a new person is coming in, they are the liberty of adding more for this new person. So most times the landlords prefer it that way. All right, so in the past, we noticed that in the past 2 years, in the past few years, a lot have been. This morning, I had to ask one of the agents for a 3-bedroom apartment, how much are we expected to pay? And he said that in places like Transekulu, here in Enugu, in places like Transekulu, you have to have like 1.5 million. That is for rent only, minus every other bills that comes with it. So you have to have at least 1.5 million naira to rent a 3-bedroom apartment in Transekulu. He went further to say that that is in other places like Independence Layout, in New Haven, rents are costlier. They are more expensive. They are more expensive. So you should be looking at 1.82 million naira for a 3-bedroom apartment. So we see that this money is in millions. You can never get a 3-bedroom apartment for less than $1 million. So things are increasing. We look at the transport fares. We look at the feeding. And now when we add the house rent, it's a lot. It's a lot. And when you want to pay, you are looking for a new house, you want to pay. You need to know the lawyer's fee that you have to pay, the agency fee that you have to pay. Most of these agents even collect more than 10%. And when you complain, they will tell you, they will give you reasons why you should pay up now. Because if you don't pay up, another person is ready to grab the house. So now we wonder who exactly is the problem. The landlords, the agents, or is it we that rush to pay? But you cannot really blame us, because one thing is sure, people need accommodation. And if they have the money, they will just go for it. But it's affecting us. Because the more you pay for that amount, the more they see reasons to keep increasing it. But we are glad that the Senate wants to look into this matter. But we can't sit and be waiting for them, because that they want to look into it does not mean there's a law that has been passed already. There's no law. So they are trying to say that landlords are not expected to increase house rent over 20%. So if you're a landlord, what do you think? Is that a right move? What about you as a tenant? What do you think about this? Is it a right move by the Senate? Or should it even be reduced? Do you think 20% house rent increase is even too much? So this is exactly what we are looking at, because when we look at the increase, the amount of rent do we pay, when we look at the prices, we look at our salary, is nothing. You have to save for how many months to be able to gather the amount to just pay for house rent. So with all the costs, with all the struggles in the country, we are looking at this morning. So when we talk about rent, we are not just talking about the buildings. We are talking about the people's lives. We are talking about our lives. We are talking about a young graduate who just finished school and just wants to start up a life on his own, but cannot afford it at all. Because most times people want to live independently. They want to show that, yes, we've gone to school. Our parents have trained us. But this period now, they finished training us. We have to stand on our own. But the conditions in this country will not really allow someone that just came out of school to be able to stand on his own. You see struggles every now and then. People are struggling to keep up with what is happening in the country. And in a bid to just look responsible, you see them leave their family to go and squat with someone because they cannot afford a place of their own. They cannot afford to pay for a bedroom apartment. They cannot afford it because it is too expensive. Go around in Enugu, go around in Port Harcourt, go to all these places. Ask how much they are paying for house rent. It is a lot, I must tell you. So the agents justify the reason why they collect the amount they collect as agency fee. The landlords also have a reason. They justify their own reason. They will explain it to you that you sit and you'll be like, okay, yes, it's true. You really need this money. But no matter what, there has to be a balance in everything that is being done. There has to be a balance. While you are trying to make profit as an agent, while you are trying to make profit as a landlord, consider those. Consider these individuals. Consider the family of 5. The people that have to feed. The people that have to send their children to school. Even when the government are putting on tax, there should be consideration. So we are coming from every angle. The government, the landlords, the agents, the tenants. Where is the tenancy law that is supposed to protect the tenants, protect the person that is living in that house? We look around, there are so many laws in the country. But the problem we have in Nigeria is lack of enforcement. The law enforcement agencies, they hardly do their work. They hardly do the things they are supposed to do. So it leaves you see a place, you are living in a place, and the landlord just out of the blue moon increases the house rent, and you cannot even speak up. You cannot even do anything. There's nothing to do. You just sit and think about your life. You just sit and think of other ways to also and get this money so that you will not be thrown out. Because it's easier to pay for the increment than to go and start looking for a new place. That is how hard it is to get apartments, to get houses around these urban areas, these developed places. So we even see so many uncompleted buildings, so many houses where people are not living in. So why we've talked about this so many times, why we've asked the government to maybe build their own houses, affordable houses for the citizens. Because no matter what you want to do, no matter the law you want to put in place, who is going to go around and be looking at looking into the different houses and be ensuring that these landlords are keeping to it, or the agents are keeping to it? Who is going to be enforcing this? Because it will leave us to just take it the way it is. Let's just accept it, because this is part of our lives. This is what we've signed up for when we came on earth. So the issue of houses is really a lot. It's really a lot, and I'm glad that the Senate says it plans to step in to work on policies that will protect the tenants and stabilize the house rent. It's a good move, but we do not know how long it's going to take. We don't know how long it's going to take for them to implement this, to pass it as a law. And when it's passed as a law, we don't know how long it will take before they start enforcing it in the various houses, in the various localities. So if this becomes reality, it's going to become a very big relief for us. It's going to be a big relief. We will not sit and be thinking that very soon the landlord is going to increase house rent. That is not what we are going to be doing. So here's the question: will this be another round of promises or debates that leads nowhere? Are they just going to keep promising us that this is what we are going to do, that we are going to look into this matter, and at the end of the day, we still see the same thing, nothing happening, nothing going on? It keeps running in cycles. Or maybe it will translate into a real action that Nigerians can really feel. Because this period that they are amending the electoral, the bill, they are amending it. We hope that all that they are doing is going to affect us positively, and not just what they want to do on their own. And not just exactly. So they should not just sit and promise us and give us hope. And when the time comes, we do not see this hope reflecting in our lives. So while I'm happy that they are trying to step in, that they are seeing what the citizens are facing, while I'm happy that they are speaking up now, we hope that it's going to turn out to something very good. Let it not just be on papers. We've seen it over time. They write it, but nothing happens after that. So we are praying, we are hoping that now that they've stepped in, they should continue in that format. They should not back off. Because this is a very big burden. You see fathers working so hard. You see mothers working so hard. And you even have to see the children at a very young age working just to support the family. Because the condition of living in the country is very sad. You have to struggle your way in. You have to struggle to get food. Talk more of the house rents that you have to pay. It's a lot. It's a lot in this country. So they really need to look into it. Yes, they need to get the policies that is needed for this tenancy, the law to protect the tenants. Because the agents, they are ripping us off. The agents wants to kill us. They want profit at all costs. We understand this business. We are not asking you not to do your business. Yes, you are making it easier for us to get our houses. You are the middleman. But we are not asking you to kill us. The housing is a basic necessity. It's something everyone needs. But while we are looking for it, we shouldn't die looking for the housing. We shouldn't think our life off. So with all that we are facing in the country, if they can at least look into this matter, it will be a big relief for us. Honestly, it will be. And the law that the tenancy law that it has been in place, of course it has been in place, that we do not know of, that so many people are not using because there's no enforcement. There's no enforcement. Something really needs to be done about it. So this morning, yes, this is what we are talking about. How are we going to make it easy for the people? How are the agents going to make it easy for us? How will the landlords make it easy for us? And most importantly, how will the government, the federal government, the state government, the local government, how are they going to make it easy for us to get accommodations, not at a very high price? So call us in on 0706 048 5853 or 0915-570-8347. Join the conversation. Put your mouth. Let us know what you think about this that we are talking about. And remember, this is High Voltage on Volt 104.3 FM, where we review and analyze the news and also talk about issues affecting us as citizens. We are live on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on High Voltage News and join the conversation. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You are welcome. Please, your name and your location.
This is Happy Man Electric. I'm calling from Nigeria.
All right, please go ahead.
As I see this program, share interaction program.
Yes, yes.
For the allow now, give us enough time, make people call in their day now. They take enough time to explain all this. When we don't give us, many people have understand the direction. So always give us time to talk.
Okay.
I try calling them to give not a lot of time.
Okay, all right.
And based on what we are saying,
Yes.
I will first of all start from Martin and the case.
Okay.
Him, as a person, know what is good for him. And attacking his legacy. And in this country, everybody is afraid to speak because they say there is a freedom of speech, but freedom after the speech, that is what everybody is finding difficult to get.
Okay.
Okay. So for him taking the good step of attacking his legacy and decide to take the case by himself, he knows what is best. But what I'm saying for the federal government should look into it. Let them do to him the way they used to do to other northern things. They used to give them free hearing and always resolve their case very easily.
Okay.
So as overstay them, they should listen to him and solve the problem and let this rain inside this house rent.
Yes.
I want to ask, if landlords are paying tax the state government here in anybody?
Yes, they are. Yes.
And I think that is where the problem is coming from. Because you cannot amount landlords to pay tax at the high rate, and they will not increase it in their tenants.
Okay.
It is the tenant that will be paid the money indirectly. He is thinking that it is the landlord that is paying it, but indirectly it is the tenant. Because I've overheard one landlord saying some time ago that even like what the governor of Enugu said is doing, when he impose anything on them, they will come back and make it times two and impose it to the tenant. It's really affecting the tenant.
Yes.
A young boy that is starting life, that is just managing, or his boss just settle him, maybe at the sum of 1 million naira, cannot even get house or get shop where he will stay. He will start to jumping from one place. That is why you see many people engaging into this Yahoo where they will get money easily and solve their bills. Because almost everybody have one thing or the other that is need or want. They always want to save, even from the family member that are around him. And that is the reason why the pressure among we, the young boys, is too much. It's really too much and not. And this is what the government should look into. And if they want to solve this problem, telling the landlord to reduce the house rent is a very good one. But there's other ways the government can solve this problem.
Okay.
If the government builds other houses, new house estates for the citizens, maybe we have a lot of land there where they're not using it for anything. The government must start and build houses there. And everybody who wants to come and say, we'll take it and be paying to the government small. So it's how other countries does it.
Okay.
And nobody competing with anybody to build a house or rent a house or one thing. Because the government have already built the house. It's not left for you to come and take your apartment and be paying small, the level you can. And with this, you can see that the rent will reduce.
We reduce from. Yes, please.
The rent will reduce, and it will help people to balance. One of the basic needs here is shelter, clothes and other, and food. So, mostly shelter. If you don't see a place to lay your head, how are you going to be? Where are you going to be? Maybe having some saving and all that. Where can somebody locate you is looking for you? It's a very something that government should look into. And another thing that I want to talk about in this aspect of housing, since the government are not doing the necessary things they are supposed to do. Another thing I'm talking about is the aspect of the agent. The kind of money agent is calling here in English.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
There is something that if they should define this agent thing, it would be very good for every one of us, because the way the kind of money they are calling, I could never when I look for house here. I look for 1 bedroom. You will see a 1 bedroom that you can afford at the rate of 300 or 400 in 5 village. But you hear someone will tell you you are going to give me 100,000.
It's not making sense.
If you pay for a house 300 or something thousand, you pay agent 100,000, you pay lawyer. Lawyer that you are not even you pay lawyer 100,000, you pay caution fee 50,000, you pay agreement fee 50,000, you pay management fee. At the end of the day, you now realize all this money is getting to 1 million naira in just 1 bedroom flat.
It's really
seriously alarming.
Yes.
Government should look into it. Most especially agent of a thing. That is where the whole lot of problem is. Because this agent is too much. Everybody should go, and that is the reason why everybody is now agent. As that is doing his will leave his and say I'm now agent. Because there are a lot of money there. If you can be able to, someone can rent one house from you and pay you 100,000, you can see the kind of money it is.
Yes.
So that is where we have a lot of problems. This agent of the fee is seriously alarming.
Okay.
Let me stop here so that other people can aid their fee.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, 0706-048-5853 or 0915-570-8347. And also, yes, we are looking at the YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Let's see what you think about this. Yes, the last caller said that one of the solution to this is for the government to build houses. Yes, we've talked about it here. The federal government should build mass housing for those who cannot afford all these estates, big man houses. You get to estates, you see the amount of money they are paying. Everybody cannot afford it. And for you to even, for some houses are not even in estates, it's still too much. The rent and other things that comes with it. You look at, you might even agree with the rent, but when they now tell you the total package is much more than the rent itself. So it's really something. It's very alarming. It's very alarming, and yes, the Senate wants to look into it, but there are other ways, like the caller pointed out. The tax that the landlords are paying, how much is it? The state government, they need to reduce it. If it's too much, if it's the reason landlords are increasing the house rent, they need to reduce it. They need to look into it, come to an agreement, do something that will favor those that are living in those houses. Let it favor both the landlords and the tenants. Let no one be punished for the taxes that they have to pay, because no landlord will collect it from his pocket. It's going to come from the tenants, and it's affecting us. Why we talk about our mental state, all these things that we are doing in this country, all these spendings is affecting the mental state, the mental health. So the government needs to look into this, needs to look into the agency. Some of these agents, some of them don't have any other job. They are just looking for ways to exploit. And when you look at the whole thing, some of the agents, it's not just one person. Because one of the reasons the agent's fee is very high is because they share it amongst themselves. The person that brought the person looking for the house, the person that linked the person to, like, there are so many people involved. So now when they now tell you that you have to pay 10% or more than 10%, it's not just for them. They are sharing it. So they are looking for ways to still profit from this their business. So you look around the agency, the lawyer fee, the all the fee that you have to pay. It's too much. It's a lot. It's really a lot. So what exactly are we supposed to do? What are we supposed? It's not our fault. It's not our fault that the federal government put a tax, but we are the ones being affected. One way or the other, the landlords needs to pay up, and they collect it from us. They collect it from the tenants. So this ways, building houses, mass housing for those who cannot afford all these rich places, reducing the tax that they put on the landlords, and maybe removing the agents, or placing a fee. Let them put it at a particular amount, that no agent should collect more than this percentage from the tenants, or they can just ban it entirely. Now everyone is into real estate because of the huge profit coming from it. And who are paying for the profits? We are the ones paying for the profits. You turn around left to right, everyone is an agent, because they need to make money. So the conditions of this country has also pushed them. And most time we are asking, is it greed? Is it greed that is causing them to collect this huge amount of money? So we are suffering. We are really suffering when it comes to looking for houses, when it comes to paying house rents, when it comes to paying all those packages included in the house rent. It's a lot. Because you might think that you find a better offer somewhere else, but it keeps increasing everywhere you go. The amount of money to spend on housing is too much. So the government should look at all those empty lands that they are not doing anything and build houses. At least it's a way to generate revenue, income for the state government. But at least it will help the poor masses, those who cannot afford those high rents. It's going to help them. So these are the plea. We are asking the government to do something. We are asking we are begging the agents to do something, to stop collecting this amount of money from us. Consideration matters in everything that we are doing. You need to be considerate. You need to balance the whole thing, and not just think about yourself, not just think about the profits you need to collect. We are all in Nigeria. We know what we all are facing in the country. So this is it. This is exactly what we are talking about. Because every citizen should have access to a decent shelter. You see people, because of the amount of money to pay, a family of 6, 7, they are living in a 1-bedroom. Or because they cannot afford to pay for a bigger space. So we keep talking about this. We'll keep talking about it, because until something is done, until these laws are enforced, we'll keep talking about it. Regulate this agency fee, regulate the lawyer's fee, regulate the house rents. Let it be regulated. Let's know this is the particular amount we are paying for a 3-bedroom flat apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment. It's not when you go to this particular place, it's higher. So it's really sad that these things keeps happening in the country when there are so many solutions that the government can bring in. There are so many things that the government can do. So while we round up this conversation, we want you to keep speaking up. If you are in the government house, let the government know about this. Advise them, let them do something like this and ease the suffering of the citizens. Because anything you are doing in the office, in that your position, that does not involve the betterment of the citizen, then that thing is really not useful. So they should make decisions that affects us positively. It's really well. We are hoping that everything is going to turn out right. This has been High Voltage on Volt 104.3 FM, where we review and analyze the news and talk about issues affecting us, including the house rent issues. Thank you so much for being part of the show. It's your weekday analysis show, Mondays to Fridays. Join us again on Monday for more headlines, for more analysis, and for more of your voices. And until then, stay safe and keep hoping for a greater Nigeria, for a better state of living. Keep hoping for that. And until we meet again, my name is Odili, and have a beautiful weekend.
Welcome to the show and a presenter that won't stop giving it their all. Hi, my name is Ogio, your pilot one, and I'm passing the mic to the one that has current affairs in her palms.
Hello everyone, my name is Odili and I'm passing the mic to the judge and peacemaker in Volt FM Sports.
I am Godwin and I'm passing the mic to the Igbo culture expert giving us cultural gist.
Achọrọ m inye Mike tụ onye ahụ nnọọ ọnụ ya sinarị nkapụ n'isi ma jọnarị udene na njọ.
What's up, my people? I go by the name Nonto with the magic voice, aka King of Badbella United, and I'm passing the mic to one person who they give for anything like no at all.
Hi Volt family, my name is John and I'm passing the mic to the driver when they collect fare, you know now.
Hi neighbor, it's Jason here and I'm passing the mic to the one that has the magic to heal your broken heart.
My name is Malaika and I am passing the mic to you. Yes, you, for being part of
104.3 FM.